Hi everybody, my name's Tim, I'm an addict.
Hey, Tim.
It's an honor and a privilege to be here today. Never thought I'd be at an NA convention up here sharing with three of my brothers. I have to say that. You want to talk about miracles happen around this place. It's a true miracle. I mean, I look side to side and sometimes I still can't believe, this shit is real. Life is real. And I look up here too, and there's somebody missing up here, you know? And I don't know where he's at or what he's doing. You know what I mean? He's out there still. And I'm sure we all have friends or family members we all know that we want into this program, right? We can't do nothing for them. The only thing I was told to do when I got here is you stay in position for when they're ready. And that's all I could do. You know? It says they can be prayed over, analyzed, in prison, all this stuff they can be done, right? But unless they're ready, there's nothing we can do. We can carry the message, but we can't carry the act. And it's unfortunate. Because when we get here and we get a little piece of this, we're like, man, and you see another addict and you see him suffering, like, yo, what's wrong with him? Damn. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is where it's at. This is what's happening. We're clean. We're living. I'm working. I'm being responsible. I mean, it sucks sometimes because now I got to pay bills and shit. Should do shit that I never did. Be responsible. You know, be a little honest, open-minded, willingness, all this, all this shit that I never was. And it's all new. And, but I think about my other brother, and it's like, nothing we can do. All I can do is sit here and wait, like we all can do. And thank God, like we're all in position for when he's ready. You know what? It started, because y'all probably wondering how this shit started, right? I'm the older brother. So, when you're an older brother, you don't even realize how much your younger brothers look up to you growing up. We didn't grow up in a good area, it was, good area, drugs all around, all kinds of bullshit. And I started at a young age. And as a result of me starting at a young age, they started at an even younger age. Because I was the example. So this one right here, that was my little man there, we used to go do some crazy shit and go rob a place, and I'd take all the hundreds and give him the pile of ones, and he was happy because he was younger, he didn't know better. You know what I mean? That's how we did shit back then. I was the older brother, right? Good example I'm setting here, But I still hear about that shit from today, because he knows that. Remember when you gave me that big pile of ones and you had to... He got a resentment on me for that still. But my story started. My last bid. I'm just going to go off my last bid. I did federal time, my last prison sentence. Came out of prison. I fucked up again, and got sentenced instead of going back into the feds. I did a 90-day rehab, and my probation officer looked at me and says, I don't know, I see something different. You just keep giving me dirty orange like it ain't no problem, right? And you think I'm not going to do nothing. He said, but I see something in you. So he says, I'm going to give you a choice, last choice, after doing a lot of prison time. He said, you could do a program or back to prison again. And I said, I'll take the program. I was really thinking hard about it too. And it was a 90-day program. I'm like, man, I could do that shit standing on my head, right? And little did I know, when I left, my wife told me, make sure you take all your shit with you because you ain't coming back in here again. Right? And I'm like, Yeah, whatever. We've been through this shit before, you know, when I get, you know. But while I was in rehab, I tried calling her and all this other. She wouldn't answer the phone. She wouldn't do shit. Right? And, okay, what am I going to do now? Where am I going to go when I get out? I didn't know nothing. Finally, my counselor got through to her and she said, you can stay here when you get out. She told my counselor, and because you know, my kids were there. She says, plus I need some shit done around the house. And so I came home after that program. And while I was in the program, I you know, it was hitting me hard that she wasn't communicating with me. You know, it's my family member, my wife, I can't see, she was like why I got clean, but she was a motivating factor. That's a fact. Her and my kids, you know. And my brother used to tell me that, and he knows. We'd be holed up in the motel room, and I'd start crying, you know, and saying, I just want to be with my kids. And he would say, well, fucking go. Well, fucking go. But the disease told me, no, they'll be all right. They'll be there. You know, the disease had me, like, in that chokehold. But, anyway, so I got out, came home, and I was on the couch. And I remember what they told me in the program. Like, when you get out, when I was in the 90 day, and, I didn't even say that this program I went to, it was Discovery House, and they just moved to a new building. I was the first detox patient in that building. They had just opened it up. I'm still here. I got to go back there to speak one day. Right? Yeah. But so, man, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm like, my mind is crazy. So I got out and I did what they said to do. I went to my meeting. I live in Bridgestone. I went to the meeting. I put my hand up and I shared honestly for the first time. I said, I just got out of rehab. I'm scared because I don't know what's going to be different this time than all the other times that I tried to get clean. And I meant it. Because I tried a lot of times. I was never successful. So I finally did what was suggested for us to do in here. I did my 90 and 90, got a sponsor, got a service, got my home group. And then this one was in jail. No surprise. And I knew he was coming out. Now, mind you, I don't know. I got 4 months, 5 months. I don't know what I got. I had about as many months as you had in the county. And I knew he was getting out. And I'm like, I gotta get him. I gotta get him. I gotta go find him. I ran the whole city looking for his ass on the day he got out. And I found him. He was at the parole office. And he had a good plan, he told me. He was just getting ready to go to parole. He says, yeah. He says, I'm checking in. I'm going to go do what I got to do to go get some money. He's a great booster, right? And he said, that'll give me more running time if I check in now before I get high. That was his plan. God had a different plan. See, there was at one time he wasn't allowed in my house because he was a bad influence on me. Shit. Guess what? Half the time I wasn't allowed in my house. And I told him what I was doing. I said, man, I'm in the NA, I'm going to this program. And he says, and I'm clean. And he says, wait a minute, you're clean. You still drink, right? I'm like, no, I don't drink. Stop. You're doing something. Because my great idea at one point was to he was just on a mission. I stopped using heroin, and I just started drinking. That was my solution, right? That's why I understand the literature thoroughly now when it says alcohol is a drug, right? But you couldn't tell me that back then, right? Because this is true. Alcohol ain't no drug. There's liquor stores on every corner. There's bars. It's good, right? And I says, no, I'm not doing nothing. I'm in an NA program, and it's working for me, you know? He said, I said, what are you saying? He says, I don't know. God is good, man. Thank God for this program. Thank God for God, right? Because he came and he stayed in my house. Keep in mind, like I said, he wasn't allowed in my house, right? And for my wife to say, you know what I'm saying, he can stay, you know, because I started doing the right thing, right? And I was like 4 months in at this time. I made my way back from the couch to the bedroom, right? I was doing pretty good, right? And she seen the change. And, you know, that's where the hope is, you know? And that's how it started right there. And we was inseparable after that. We made 2 meetings every day. We was all over the place. We was in the city back then. That's when Chelsea was open back then. We was like, we'd make that meeting, this meeting, and we was just NA-ing it up, man. We was plugged, man. It was like, whew, spirit changed. Somewhere along the line, the fucking obsession actually left. You know, that freedom you get when you wake up and you don't feel like using, you know, it was gone. It was gone. I don't know how it happened. And you know what? I don't care how it happened. Right? I figured out, right, about this drug use shit. I figured out that I can't figure it out. Because I tried, you know, we're smart addicts. A lot of us, we're smart addicts. I tried just the drinking thing. I tried just snorting it, not shooting it. I'll just snort cocaine. I won't shoot that. You know, I'll just smoke weed. Man, it never worked. All my solutions never worked. Only until I totally surrendered to this program did shit start changing. You know? Johnny was still out there on the mission, in jail, in and out, you know. Me and Tone's going to meetings. We're going crazy. We're like all over, you know, doing us. Developed a fishing habit. You know, we start doing some new constructive shit. We was at Harris fishing every day. That was a new thing. White was, where you at? I'm fishing. Well, dinner's been ready. I'm fishing. I'll be there. I'm fishing. And he used to drag me too. Even though he wasn't even driving at the time, he ain't had no damn license or nothing, man. He used to sing that song. I remember that song. You know, he said, your daughter going to get a car before I get a car. But this program, right? Thank God, like in this program, you can come in there and at 40 years old, he can put his hand up at 42 years old and say, yo, I got my license back, and everybody be like, yay! He's 42 years old! But we understand that shit around here. You know what I'm saying? We understand the struggles, man, and how we deprive ourselves of all the things that's there for us. You know what I'm saying? For the take, having a license wasn't a priority around here. Yeah, I didn't need a license to go get one. You know? Shit, he was on the bus in Philly every damn other day going to get the bricks. And meanwhile, he's like, he's in and out. And in case y'all don't know, we grew up in the same household. My father left when I was little. Johnny, we had the same father. My father left and moved with them and started another family over there. You know, and so I didn't see Johnny a lot, even if he lived on the same street, because I didn't see my father a lot. He was busy with his new family. Not that I'm hating, brother. In a way, I am hating. Yeah, I'm fucking hating.
Let it
right?
out, brother. Let it out.
You know, my father left, and I had a fucking stepfather. I fucking couldn't stand his ass, right? I wanted to punch him in his fucking head, right? And anyway, we seen each other. You know, we seen each other. We lived right up the street from each other and around the way, and like, you know. But it was hard back then, man. Everything was a hustle. It was a grind. You know, there was no telling you I love you. There was no saying let's just go hang out and you know what I'm saying. Let's go out to dinner. You know, there was none of that. You know. The beautiful thing is, it's like we're in position now. But when he's ready, he gets ready. Finally, after fucking up in drug course. Listen to me, finally. It was his time. He was ready. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like my time finally came, and I was the oldest and first to get it. So what's that telling you? I've been fucking up a lot more than him. Thank God he got a little younger, right? And a little younger. Now you're older than him, right?
I am older than Johnny.
A little bit. But when Johnny got clean, and not to mention, I got closer to him, especially because he started fucking with my wife's sister. Right? I'm gonna put it bland like that. He started fucking with my wife's sister. I ain't gonna say no names because it's ain't a many, but if you look at her, I'll whistle. So that got us even closer, you know? And I was there for him when he got out, you know what I'm saying? I went to see him when he was down the way and make sure he was all right before he came, you know what I'm saying? And he was struggling with his relationship, you know? And he got out and he just, like, he plugged in, man. He got out and he fucking plugged in, right? And, like, my home group, Tone made him his home group. Tone eventually left. John gets out. Come to the home group. Come to the home group. You got to start somewhere. He made my home group his home group. Dave got clean. Oh, I'm going to get to him next. How much time I got? He came to the home group. Come on, you got to come to the home group. Come on, you got to get some juice. And then they venture out to their own meetings. But, you know, you got to get the plug first. You got to just show up, man. You got to show up to get it. You got to consistently show up. And, like, man, he just celebrated, like, damn, 2 weeks ago? 5 years clean, man. It's 5 years fucking clean. God is good, man. This program is great. You know? Now this one, right? He's living in a bad spot, man. He's on Virginia Avenue. And staying with my mom is no longer with us today, right? And my mom passed. He's left the apartment. And I go over and see him, and you know, or he usually calls when he needed something, right? Told me he's hungry, he needs $20. I'm like, what the fuck you gonna eat with $20? Here, I come and get you a sandwich. No, they got this special over here, right? Yeah, I know what the fucking special is. You know what I mean? What'd they give you? A dope and a Coke? That was the special to me, right? That's my $10 special was back in the day when they put the little bag of Coke on it. Anyway. But he'd look at me dead in the face and says, no, I really got to get something. And I look at him, like ain't nothing worse than somebody trying to insult your integrity, right? When you're at that point, like you don't know what the fuck is going on. And he really look at me like, yeah, he don't. And then there comes the famous word that I love. You don't understand. Yeah. I love that shit. Mm-hmm. And I just want to, when somebody says that to him, I just want to give him a two-piece. Bang, bang! You understand that? I don't understand. But I gave him the money anyway. I never gave him a lot of money. I didn't. But if he don't get it from me, he's going to get it from somebody else. Mm-hmm. And maybe he would save, like I would do, $3 to go get a Little Debbie and one of them little juices. Mm-hmm. You know? Remember that, Tom? I do. Yeah. That was our menu. That was our lunch menu. Little quarter juices and a Little Debbie. What? What? And we share that, yeah. But when he was ready, he called because guess what? I was still in position. I was clean, and he knew that. And as long as you stay in position when they're ready, that's all I can do. You can't carry the addict, right? You can only carry the message. And I always went over there and told them, like, get into the program. I'm like, they got meetings right here, right next to the building. There's a meeting, man. Go to the meeting. It's real simple. He wasn't ready. Like I wasn't ready all them years, and I understand that, right? But sometimes you just want to shake this shit into some people. Like, don't you get it, man? You're gonna fucking die, man. Shit's gonna kill you, man. And the shit that out there right now is no joke, man. I thank God that fentanyl wasn't out there when I was getting high, because there's no doubt about it, I'd be dead. Especially hanging with him. He don't never want to throw 2 bags in a cooker. This fucking guy. Put it all in there. But he called me one day. So he called me and he said, Tim, I'm going to the program. Like, what? He hit his bottom. He was at the end of his road. He was ready. Right? Now, I don't know that for sure, but the hope is there, right? Because you know how many times we wanted to get clean, but the disease had different plans. I know for me it did. A lot of times I had a different plan for me. And no, he went to the program. He went to the program. He had a girl come get him and take him. Did I take you to that program?
Mm-hmm. She did.
No, she took you there. I made sure you had clothes and all that bullshit you needed. Mm-hmm. And when he was done, I picked him up.
To my sober living.
And he went to the sober living house. And how many months is it now? 19?
21.
21 months. 21 months. That's right. I love y'all, man, for real.
Love you too, John.
This is like I said, it's an honor and a privilege to be here, to be sitting up here with my brothers like that. I wish my other brother was up here, but you know what? There's hope, and he knows when he needs the help where it's at. He knows that, and that's all I can do. It's all we can all do for anybody that we know. You know what I'm saying? Stay in position yourself for when they're ready, because when you're doing the right thing, you don't have to say shit. You know? You don't have to say nothing. People see it. People see the change. You don't have to say nothing. You know, they see it immediately. You know, especially you get a year clean. And if you don't see something within a year in somebody, then, you know, maybe they ain't doing no work. Mm-hmm. You know, but I tell you, it's been a roller coaster ride, though. You know, I'm not saying everything's peaches and cream in here. You know, shit happens. You know what I mean? I got into quite a few things, like at home, even at one point. You know, I was fresh in the program. I think I had like 4 years clean. And on the beat. What's the three indispensables?
Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness.
Honesty, open-minded, and willingness. And I'm confused in that couple years, you don't even know how to fuck you're feeling yourself. You're trying to figure shit out. You know, my wife asked me, do you love me? I'm gonna be honest now. I don't know. I don't know.
I remember that day.
Me too.
What? You don't know? Whew. Honesty. Right? There's levels to this shit, right? You'll figure it out as you go along, right? I had to find out the hard way, right? Until I figured out what the fuck I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? And, alright, well, get the fuck out of here until you find it figured out, right? It's real simple, right? And, you know, then there was a time, you know, I was always hiding money, you know. Come home one day, I had a big stash under the rug. Wanted to go for my stash. There's a note under there. I go to my stash. Why do you find the need to hide money from you? Me? And I'm like, damn. But it was humiliating to me because I knew better, you know. The thing about this program is once you become aware, you can't become unaware.
That's right.
You know, you fucking know, man. You know what you're doing. You know? And now I'm like, oh, after figuring out, you know, the thing, I moved out. Well, luckily my sister lived in an apartment right next door, and I moved in there, right? And like, about 3 months, maybe 2 months, I figured it out real fast, right? And, I mean, these are just shit that happens along the way, man. Little shit and little things that I remember, like, through the years, you know. 17 years is like a lot of time, man. Fucking day is a lot of time, man. A day is a lot of time. Remember when you couldn't get a day? Remember when you said, this is it, Tom? What you do, Tom? Go to work. This is it. Crack pipe going. Soon as something else came through. Straighten the shit back out. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is it. But, you know, and you really mean it at the time. Like, I want to stop, you know, but the disease, you know, they don't call it cunning, baffling, and powerful. And my favorite word, insidious, right? For no reason.
That's right.
You know? And I remember I didn't know that word meant. I remember my sponsor back then, he told me, well, you don't know. Well, look it up. I had one of them big fucking dictionaries back then, you know, the big... It was fucking like 20 pounds, this dictionary. Right? Them library joints, you know? And so I looked the word up and like, damn, they got 100 different meanings for this word insidious. But one of the meanings stated waiting to ambush. And I'm like, I understand it now. I understand it. Like the time I said, I'm going to go get cigarettes, right? And I didn't come home for a week. You know? I'm only going out to get cigarettes. I'll be right back. I remember that shit. You know? But, alright, well, like I said, it's amazing. This is crazy just being up here, man. I love you guys.
Me too.
Me
too.
It's been a journey, and the journey never ends. Thank God, right?
He continues.
And I'm just happy to have another day clean, man. Bottom line. That's all I have. I gotta leave here. him time because
Yeah.
he got some wind.
So this next speaker, my brother Antonio, we're the closest in age, and you know, when we were kids, I think we fought a lot. Like we fought a lot. I can remember getting some real ass beans from him. You know, I mean, he used to whip my ass a lot. But you know, that's what kids do. You know. But we played we both played baseball. I played football. You know what I mean. But you know, we did what kids did. You know what I mean. Fought. Just thought I'd throw that out there. We were only 11 months apart, actually. You know that, right? 11 months.
I figured that out already.
Just letting you know. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna give it to Antonio and let him share his experience, strength, and hope.
I'm Antonio, I'm an addict. Hey, Antonio. Oh, what an honor and a privilege to be here sitting with my brothers. Never thought this would happen. That we'd be sitting here clean, alive. I use with all my brothers. I have different relationships with each one of them.
That's right.
I'm still developing relationships with some of them. Some of our relationships have fallen out and like being repaired. Like these are all things that we go through, like with any relationship. Relationships only work if you communicate.
That's right.
Unfortunately, I suck at communication. Ask my wife, she'll tell you. The topic's brotherly love, but I like, just for a minute, all the women out here. Because you know, Narcotics Anonymous is a God-given program. But it's a program of men and women. And the women have helped me tremendously in this program. And when I used, I didn't care if you was a man, woman, black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican, like I didn't care what you were. If you had it, I would go to. So when my help's here, if you're a woman, I'm coming to get the help. If you're a man, I'm coming to get the help. If you're gay, I don't care. If you have what I need to help me stay clean, I'm coming. I am really stoked right now, and I have an awful lot of gratitude. I have a lot of bad things going on in my life right now, but I have a lot of great things going on in my life too.
That's right.
Part of the recovery process is taking care of your health. I didn't take care of my health for the first 10 years that I was clean, and let's just say, I'm not going to get into it too much, but as a result of me not going to the doctors and stuff like that, I now have to deal with a disease that is trying to kill me, on top of the disease of addiction that's trying to kill me. I spent my whole life trying to kill myself with drugs. Today, I spend every day taking drugs trying to stay alive. So, even in bad things, there's good things that come from it. I've learned that drugs are neither good nor bad. It's how I use them, what I use them for.
That's right.
It's the person and it's my attitude that makes the difference. My brothers talked about going to prison. We talk about using. I use with all of them. Some of them are a little crazier than the others. I did 5 prison bids. Did almost 20 years in the prison system. In and out the revolving door. 5 years here, 5 years there, 4 years there. I'm a convicted felon, 42 adult convictions, 14 juvenile convictions. And my convictions go back so far that when I tried to get records of them, they were on microfilm. So it took a little time to get to them. But all as a direct result of my using. And I have a lot of gratitude because I just got an email, from the judicial system that, like, my expungement for every one of my convictions is on the judge's desk right now, and the prosecutor didn't oppose it. And I'm talking about the whole. Things that you think you can accomplish, you can.
That's right.
Like, I owed $75,000 in child support when I got here. My child support is closed. I satisfied that application. I finally got a passport. I can finally go on vacation without having to take a cruise because I didn't need a passport, My life today, and Tim was talking about, I didn't even have ID when I first got here. I lived under the boardwalk in front of the Tropicana. Johnny came with me. We got high down there a couple times. Tim was there. Tim didn't like getting high with me because Tim didn't really like to get high like I got high. I would get, 3 bundles of dope, and he'd be like, all right, we're going to do 2 here. We're going to do 1 there, and 1 this time, 1 this time. And I'd be like, no, put it all the fuck in the cooker. All of it, right now. Put it all in there. That's how, that's how I like to do it. I never did anything half-assed.
That's right.
I didn't know it, but I was trying to kill myself. For the last 20 years of my using, I used against my will. I didn't want to use, but I didn't know any way to stop. I didn't know this new way of life that Narcotics Anonymous had for me. When I came into Narcotics Anonymous, I was broken. I'm still broken sometimes, but when I came in, I did what was suggested. I came in, I got a sponsor, I got a home group, I worked steps, I did traditions, I worked the steps again and again, and I keep doing the same thing that I did when I first got here. And whenever things are going bad in my life, I go back to the basics.
That's right.
I go back to the things that worked for me when I first got here. Go to a meeting, call my sponsor, get honest with what's going on. My life has changed so much, but I don't think you guys fully understand. There's addicts and there's addicts. You know what I mean? David's an addict. Roberto, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to differentiate anything, but some of us go to different lengths.
Yeah, that's it.
Streets.
Johnny's that dude. Tim, let me give you. I'm going to give you a little story. 20 years ago, we're in Lang City. We're staying at the Flamingo Hotel. All right. Now, Tim and I had a saying. He'd be like, "Tone, it's going down." How's it going down, Tim?
Quickly.
Going down quickly, by all means necessary. And don't know how, don't know when. So we got this bright idea that we was going to rob the bodega that was right down the street from us. We're living in a hotel. We can't break into the bodega. Can't get in there, there's alarmed up men. So Tim had his keys to the city. He said, you know what? They got a freezer in the back. So we went back there and busted the lock on the freezer and proceeded to get 2 big garbage cans. The big ones, the recycle cans. Open them up and fill the garbage cans with cases of chicken, cases of shrimp, roast beef, steak. Wheeled them to the hotel we were in. I went over, got a bucket of ice. We filled the bathtub up, brought all the meat inside the hotel room, stacked it all up there, displayed it all nice, put a big fucking sign in up in front of the window. Fresh meat, cheap, come in and get it. And people were coming in and out of the hotel, carrying boxes of shrimp and chicken. And like we did this like it was, listen, at the time, it seemed like the right thing to do. You know what I mean? It seemed like the right thing to do. But that was the insanity and the lengths that we went to get high. We just didn't care as long as we could get one. The sad thing about it is, that night we were hungry as shit. We didn't have anything. Because you know, when you get high, it's the everything must go sale. You know? I used to go boost on the avenue, and I would boost all kinds of. Oh, Tim used to be embarrassed. Like I used to come out with sweatpants, and he's like, "Tone, you're bulging, you're bulging." You know what I mean? But I would steal all this stuff and go sell it, and I'd wear one outfit, but I wouldn't take the tag off of it. I had the tag tucked in the back because I knew later on I was going to sell it. You know, I wasn't in denial that like it was the everything must go sale. I thank God for my brother, you know what I mean? Johnny and I are developing a relationship today, you know what I mean? We used out there together, you know? We're involved in sponsorship, which is a little tricky. Took some navigating, you know? But I'm a man that reads the literature, you know? In our 9th step, it says that we are involved in a process designed to free us of our past so that we are able to live fully in the present. You know? So when someone asks you to go along with them on a journey to get rid of those demons, to get rid of that stuff, and can you help me do that? I cannot say no. I had to give back what was so freely given to me. And I didn't want to be involved with him in sponsorship, but he asked me and he trusted me, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And it's been working out. He's doing step work and he's clean. 5 years. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to do it, Tim.
I don't care.
Listen. All 3 of my brothers went to my wedding. I got married last year. You know? And I'm talking, listen, I'm sharing the hope. You know, I'm just sharing the hope. When I first got here, I was a hoe. Put it that way. I was a hoe. Whoremonger, hoe, whatever you want to call it. You know, I had been in jail a long time. I came in here. I was clean. I was feeling myself. And I felt like, you know what? I did all these years in jail. I'm trying to get mine. It's going down. And I don't care. You know? And listen, I'm just telling the truth. You know, my sponsor told me to be honest with stuff. I would walk into a Narcotics Anonymous meeting, and there'd be 4 girls on the aisle, and I slept with all 4 of them, and they're over there talking. I'm like, oh shit. And I would walk in like this and be like, nope. And walk way back out. You know? But that was many years ago. You know, because God will do for you what you can't do for yourself.
That's right.
You know, I considered myself a little inverted, hard. You know, I grew up in the prison system, grew up poor, those kind of things. You know, I met a woman who was beautiful. She was nice. She was loving. She was caring. She was all the things that I wasn't. And I first met her. I'm like, you know what? I don't trust this woman. I don't trust her. She's too nice. You know what I mean? And she's got to be faking it. There's no way anybody can be that nice. And I only thought that because I never surrounded myself with people who were nice. My circle consisted of a 9-block radius. And in that 9 blocks, I didn't associate anybody who cared about me. You know what I mean? Who had my best interest at heart. You know? So like, she helped me. She softened me up a little bit. I'm talking about a guy who watched a movie 1,000,000 times. What movie? Pay It Forward. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
I watched it. I'm sitting there watching with her, and all of a sudden, tears. Tim talked about it. Or Johnny talked about the feelings. Tears just rolling down my eyes. Uncontrollably, just came down. And she looks at me. She's like, oh. It's okay, honey. Come on. It's okay. It's good to be sensitive. It's good. But she helped me. She helped me to like connect with the sensitive part of me that I had denied for years. Through step work, I understand that like I am a sensitive person. You know? And it's okay to be sensitive. You know, I love Narcotics Anonymous. I love the things we do in Narcotics Anonymous. You know, most of my wedding was Narcotics Anonymous. And, you know, Narcotics Anonymous afforded me the opportunity to do some things that I never did before. You know? Like, get to know who Antonio is. You know? Fourth step. Like, who am I? I know who I say I am. But when I use drugs, I go against everything that I say I stand for. So when I got here, I had an identity problem. You know? I say I'm this person. I act like this person. But I want to be that person. You know? So I do step work. And I find out who I really am. And I find out that I'm neither of the three. I'm developing into the person that the God of my understanding wants me to be. And it's seldom the person that I want to be. God is good. Step work is great, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Stop lying. You know you hate doing step work. I love step work because it hurts so bad. It hurts so good. Nothing like a 6-step, good 6-step. Do the same thing over and over again. Call your sponsor. Sponsor. I did it again. You know how it is. Call your sponsor. I did this. I did that. Okay, I need you to do this and this. I don't want to do that. I tell my guys all the time, what did you call me for? You know what I mean? You ask me for a suggestion, I give you a suggestion, you don't want to follow the suggestion. I can't help you with what's going on in your life if you don't tell me what's going on in your life. You can't give me all the surface stuff. I need the deep stuff. I need the, you know, the dirty, grimy shit that's deep down in here. Then we can get to the exact nature of what's going on. Not what's here, what's deep inside, you know? And that's why I love step work. It gives you the opportunity to do that. To peel the layers off, to get deep in there. I love a good 6-step. I do. It hurts so much though. You know, life is great. Like I said, we just got married, Antoinette and I. My brothers were at the wedding. This guy was the best man, and he tore me up from the floor up with his speech. That was a good one. It was a good one. You know, Johnny and I were involved in sponsorship. We're involved in a brotherly relationship. And I just say this because, like, each one of us have a relationship that's different. You know? And I make mistakes along the way, and they make mistakes along the way. You You know, and we're just trying to figure it all out. You know, without the use of drugs.
That's right.
Ooh. What?
You know?
Say that again?
Without the use of drugs, like,
Damn.
you know, have an acceptance for who they really are. And them have an acceptance for who I really am. And there's some stuff I really don't like about a couple of them. And I'm sure there's some shit they don't like about me. And that's okay.
Right.
Because we love people in the spirit of anonymity. We love them unconditionally.
That's right.
Not as brothers, but as addicts. Seeking recovery in the program of Narcotics Anonymous. I can't separate that. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's real hard. I feel guilty. Roberto and I do not have a great relationship right now. And it's not his fault. He's trying. It's my fault. You know? I have to deal with some shit. Have acceptance with some stuff. You know? And get that thing in my gut called forgiveness.
That's right.
You know? Anybody who has family members, I can love the newcomer so well. But a newcomer family member, it's so hard. I don't know why that is. Could it be the fact that, like, I know all the shit that you did? I don't know. Do I not have forgiveness? Do I not have respect and understanding and just, like, accept you where you're at? You know? So, like, I have some work to do. Listen, it don't stop in here.
No.
The work never ends. It's not the end, it's a new beginning. What's that saying? The 12th step. So, how we doing, Tom?
10 minutes.
No. Yeah. 5 minutes. 10 minutes.
Thanks, Tim. You know, as always, I gotta pick up y'all guys' slack. You know what I mean?
Tell yourself.
I'm up here laughing, right? And I'm just reflecting. How blessed are we to be up here?
Without a doubt.
And Tim talked about my other brother who has been introduced into Narcotics Anonymous. You know, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse. Like, 5 of us, and we're all addicts. But the blessing is 4 of us are in recovery.
Nice. That's right.
You know, doesn't matter how you get here, as long as you get here. You know, and I want to say, I got here. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I got here. Tim will tell you. They set me up for failure when I came out. Let me tell you something. I never completed parole or probation and none of that shit. I always violated and I always maxed out. That was just my story. When they let me out this time, I was on parole, probation, and day reporting at the same time. They knew I was going to fail. God had a different plan.
That's right.
And I'm here because I had to get a paper signed
Yep.
in Narcotics Anonymous.
Me too.
So grateful for that paper that I had to get signed. Because it kept me coming back till I was ready to hear the message. Because we can come to meetings. Listen. And what can I do? It says that meetings strengthen our recovery. It doesn't say making meetings is recovery. It strengthens our recovery. Our experience reveals that working the 12 steps is our best defense against relapse. You know what I mean? So we have to continue to work steps. We have to continue to build a relationship with the God of our understanding. We have to continue to have a network. A huge network. I got a network, but I have a network within the network. We just naturally gravitate to certain people because we have the same goals in mind. We have the same things that we like to do. But it doesn't really matter. Like, as long as you get here, And you keep coming until you hear what you need to hear. And you don't know when that's going to happen. You don't, and it's seldom the kind of person you think that's going to say it when the light bulb's going to go off. I've been in some meetings and I was like, whoa. Never thought I'd hear that coming from them. Never thought I'd go up to this person and ask them for help. Because no matter what we're going through in here, we're all going through something. If we can just get the courage to raise our hand and expose what's going on, there's somebody right here who can help you. And if they can't help you, they can definitely put you in touch with someone who can.
That's right.
That's the network that we have in Narcotics Anonymous. But we gotta expose disease for what it is. We gotta get honest with somebody, right, Dan?
Yeah.
They said we just gotta believe in somebody. Find somebody that believes in us. Somebody. Because we can't rely on us because we don't believe in ourselves. Anyway, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful that I'm up here with my brothers. I'm grateful that my convictions are going to get dismissed. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, listen, hear me out. And I'm going to leave you with this. They told me that over 60 convictions are going to get dismissed, but there's only one they can't dismiss. And I said, why? They said, because you have to have a clean record before that can be dismissed or whatever. They told me some BS. You know what the conviction is that can't come off my record? Having an open container of beer on the boardwalk. I'm dead serious. And I said, you know what? I can handle that.
That's right.
If they ask me, you've been convicted? Yeah, I had an open container on the boardwalk. I'll put that on my application. I'll take that. You know? But, you know, if you're here, just keep coming back. Just keep coming back. Narcotics Anonymous works. But it works when you work it. And I think that's about it for me. Thanks.